Welcome to Inside the Film Room. I'm Kristen Ergel alongside head football coach Will Healy. The Governors defeated Tennessee State in a fourth quarter thriller. Coach, what does a win like that do for your football team?
Well, we talked about it this morning as a team in our team meeting, and the crazy part about the 4 wins that we've had is we've done it in so many different ways. And I thought Saturday was huge, learning how to come back and win a game. So you win the game offensively in 2-minute mode, and then you secure the game in the defensive 2-minute mode. You know, it's almost the exact same situation, exact same yard line, exact same time left in the game as what happened a year ago. And to watch our kids' confidence level in that situation versus where it was a year ago, I think shows the growth and maturity of your football team. And you give credit to those kids. They played so hard. You know, there's still so many things that we've got to shore up on, and we've got to make sure that we don't shoot ourselves in the foot like we did a couple times on Saturday. But we just battled. We felt confident the entire game. Our kids never wavered, and it was a really fun experience for us. It's great because we've talked about it early on in the year. You want to be playing in meaningful games in late October, early November, and our kids have put themselves in a situation where that's happening.
Each side of the ball needs that defining moment. You kind of touched about it there. They build that confidence and draw from something the rest of the year. Trailing 17-14, 2:41 to go. You put the game in the hands of a freshman quarterback, Jeremiah Oatsfall, then run a 2-minute offense running the football. How significant was that drive?
Well, that whole thing. So you're up 14-3. You put them in the game. We make an uncharacteristic decision by him, and we throw a pick. So you're driving the football to go try to make it 21-3, and the ball game's over. So you learn from that experience. Then you come back. They make some big plays. All the momentum of the world's on their side. Tiny creates probably the biggest play of the game with his punt return. So you got the ball at midfield with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, and you're putting a freshman quarterback and a freshman tailback in the game, with a lot of other freshmen around them. Right. And I looked at him on the sidelines, and he kind of looked at me and was like, "You've seen this before, hadn't you?" And it's why you recruited him. I mean, we're in such a great position offensively because we feel like we have 3 quarterbacks that we can put the ball in the hands of any of them as time's expiring, and we feel great about their opportunity to lead our football team down the field. And he just went out and played backyard football like he does every single day, and made a huge run. I gave him a little bit of trash talk because he didn't score a touchdown, but we converted a big 3rd down on that drive, big run by Ahmad, freshman tailback, and then you got a freshman quarterback that scampers for 35 yards and sets us up with 1st and goal on the 1. So big drive. But again, I felt really good about that drive because I saw those kids, the look in their eye. They knew they were going to go score. And Tiny created that with his return. And then they go execute, and then the defense steps on the field, and there was no way that we were going to give anything up.
You mentioned that defensively. The word redemption keeps coming to my head. Almost the same scenario with this team last year. It wasn't just that last drive, though, to preserve the game. They also made some other crucial stops in the fourth quarter. The final 3 drives, they only surrendered 4 yards.
I thought we rushed the passer really well. Jason Williams played exceptionally well. I think that we obviously gave up the big play, which I think they're a very dynamic offense, and you run that risk every time you line up with them. But we didn't lose our confidence. We came back. We battled. We just played so hard on defense on Saturday. You take away the 65-yard gain there, and they're probably under 300 yards. Unfortunately for us, you can't take big plays out of statistics, so they still count. But I thought they played really hard. I thought they played together, and they came up with some crucial stops. To start the game was the way we did. With the sack fumble and the recovery by Nate, that's the momentum that we needed early on, and then we go get 7 points, it's 7-0, and we started the way we want to.
You always talk about special teams when I ask you about keys to the game at the end of our show every week. What did they do on special teams this past Saturday that truly was game-changing?
We flipped the field on punt. Besides the first one, I thought Devin punted the ball exceptionally well. I thought covered okay on kickoff. We got to get that swagger back on that unit. We at one point in time we were top 5 in the country. We got to get back there. We can't let our confidence waver on that aspect. I thought punt return, we finally created a dynamic play with really good players on that unit. So that was a game changer. We were much better. We gave much better effort on kickoff return. So that was the hidden yardage. Probably over 150 yards, hidden yards there that we had not been able to get. That we were, Tiny's big return on kickoff and had a couple others that were, 30, 35 yard line, where a week ago you were starting inside the 15, so, and then the punt return to midfield was probably the difference in the game. So very proud of those return units and thought we punted the ball well to flip the field.
Well, you're 3-1 in conference play. You've now won more games this season than the Governors have in the past 5 seasons combined. You're 2-0 in the race for the Sergeant York Trophy. What do these stats say to you?
Well, it says so much about the belief that the assistant coaches and the kids had in what was going on. Saturday was special to me just because I felt like that group is really tight. They believe in the culture that we've set. They do everything we ask for them to do. And to be rewarded on homecoming at their place in a really great environment. That's a fun place for our guys to go play. I think, one, it separates you from any negativity that's happened with this program in the past. This is a total different program. This is a total different football team. But it is fulfilling, I think, for our kids to know that they're the reason why it has changed. And we take a lot of pride in that. We try to break, every streak, every negative streak that's ever happened here. And we, glad that you'll probably never have to talk about those streaks happening again. So. Our administration has been unbelievable. They've given us the opportunity to get to this point. The assistant coaches, I've never been around better in my life, and the kids have executed really well and bought in when there was no sign of evidence that it would change.